Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom, Brother Naquam, watching for Israel coming back at you with these precepts and another cold cut, giving of course our honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Wamalak Yahushai. About the whole camp in about an hour or so, just got off, about to just give Israel a quick admonition, quick warning about doing the work, all right? About holding steadfast, about being on fire, about not being lukewarm, about remembering your first love. This is a quick warning because if you're not on fire, if you're not going as hard as you know you can go or as hard as the Most High requires you to go, then you're going to be taking out this truth. Right? A lot of people, they getting plucked up, man. A lot of people, they just getting plucked up by the roots because they're not bearing any fruit. And they're not doing what the Most High requires of them to do. And if you're not doing what the Most High requires of you to do, mainly I'm talking to you men. And I'm talking about going out there, teaching your nation, getting your household in order. You're going to get plucked up by the roots. I'm going to start with Sirach. Bear with me. It's winter weather. Got to deal with it. This Sirach, I want to hold this chapter 27. And I'm going to read verse 3. Right? Again, shalom to everybody tuning in for the quick impromptu. Sirach 27 and 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall be soon overthrown. I'm going to read that again. And it reads, unless a man, and a man is us, right? You Israelite men, did not the Most High say, unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men, in Proverbs 8 and 4. Then he said in Isaiah chapter 46 and 8, remember, I pray thee, show yourselves men, paraphrasing. Didn't David tell Solomon, keep the charge of the Lord and be a man? Right? So the Lord is addressing the men. Right? And it reads, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall be soon overthrown. So you have to hold yourself diligently in the fear of the Lord, man. What does it mean to hold yourself diligently? It means you have to be pretty much, you got to be on fire, man, with everything you do. You have to concentrate. You have to tap into that inner focus and be diligent when it comes to reading, when it comes to praying, when it comes to fasting, when it comes to studying, when it comes to doing the work. You have to be diligent. Right? What did the Most High tell you what the fear of the Lord was? Let's go to Job 28, because it said, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall be soon overthrown. And your house is talking about your actual residence where you live at, right? And you might get kicked out your house, man. Right? You may have a whole bunch of demons come into your house. Right? Something may happen, man. Hey, you know what? Your body's your house. Your house can be overthrown, but then the Most High can come into your house, your mind, and remove that spirit from you. So you have to hold yourself diligently in the fear of the Lord. Right? Let's go to Job chapter 28. Right? The Most High is plucking up people by the roots, man. Just plucking up Israel left and right. Men and women. They was once in this thing. They may have endured for 2 years, 3 years. Hey, some brothers maybe 4 years, man. Some brothers 2 weeks, 6 weeks, sisters. And guess what? Time in and time out, they fell out. Who took them out the truth? A lot of people say, well, I don't know how that brother could have fell out or how this sister. Hey, the Most High took them out, man. The Lord did that. All right, let me bring this out. This is Job chapter 28 and 28. Again, shalom to everybody on the chat. JJB Gaming, it's me again. Sif UD, Joshua Brewer, Dontre Collins, Ot Sarat, Margarita Palomino, the mighty brother out there, Jeremiah from the Prodigal Sons. Second Ezra 659, Shalom, Terence Hill, and Isaiah chapter 1. I like that. Isaiah chapter 1 and Revelation 13, 9 and 10. All right, let me read this. This is Job 28 and 28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. So every creature of the Most High's creation has their own particular form of wisdom. Right? Bees have their own wisdom, man. They know how to go into the nectar and get that honey and make them. You can't do that. That's their wisdom. The Most High gave that to them. The Most High gave the ants when they making these hills and they preparing for the wintertime and they all in order and unison and they are army. That's their wisdom. The Most High gave those ants and decreed to them their wisdom. What did the Most High do for man? Did the Most High tell man to go make honey like bees and make a damn beehive? Is that our wisdom? to dig holes underground like an ant in tunnels. No, man's wisdom, I'm going to read that again. It says, and unto man he said, this to the Israelite man, behold, the fear of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. So you have to depart from evil and fear the Most High. If you're not rooted, and I put a tweet out there, I said the sifting season, and the chief priest Alazar made a good reply, man. He said, we ought to always fear Yahweh. And men, they don't fear the Most High. That's where they begin to get sifted out. That's where the Most High start plucking them out, because the Most High knows who fears them. Right? He know your works, man. Let me bring that out in 2nd Esdras. He know how much you reading. He know if your spirit is sincere or not, man. He know when this truth is beginning to be a burden to you. A lot of brothers, when they come into this thing, you know, they're excited for a little while, but they don't endure, because then they find themselves missing out on the world. You know, they come in and then they begin to miss out on things in the world. Maybe they family or they old friends. You know, somebody's always in their ear, and then they in this thing for a minute. Then you slowly start to see them fade away, and they slowly start to drift off. Right? Why? Because the Most High went into their spirit and found out that they really didn't fear him. They was faking the funk. Right? This 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, bear with me, in verse 62. Salakia for the noise, just bear with me. And it reads, yea, and the spirit of Almighty God, which made all things, and searcheth out all hidden things and secrets of the earth. Surely he knoweth your inventions and what you think in your hearts, even them that sin and will hide their sin. So the Most High knows what you're doing, man. Don't you know that there's angels all around you recording the good and the bad? You know, when man begins to willfully sin, they begin to forget and neglect the Most High's power. Because how can you, if the angels were manifest in front of you, and you can see them on a physical level with your carnal eyes, Jake would not be sinning, man. If you had an angel right there with a sword in your hand, with a sword in his hand, lifting it up when you about to smoke a blunt, or you thinking about in the world, the angel pick up his sword, you're going to get yourself together. But man, the Most High tests man. The Most High tries man. And the Most High want to see if you really believe. You don't always have to see the angel around you. Or I don't have to see an angel around me to fear the Most High, man. The Most High put in my spirit. But certain brothers, they not going to fear the Most High unless they see a damn angel next to him, man, with a sword in his hand. Like the man you read about in Numbers, Balaam, man. Where the ass saw the angel ready to kill him. You know? That's like a child, man. A child is going to go and do his own thing, but if the child always got supervision and strict supervision around him, he's not going to do his thing. You know? So let me bring this out. Again, 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 64. Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. So the Most High is putting brothers to shame right now. Here you have the Most High and gave you all of this knowledge, all of this wisdom and understanding, and you're not doing nothing with it. You sitting on your talents. You going back to your old sin. The Most High going to put you to shame, man. The Most High, how's he going to put you to shame? By destroying you. The Most High is not going to embarrass you, you know, in front of the crowd. He's not going to have you bent down and your pants kind of rip open. That's a shame. Or he's not going to have you kind of fart in public, and that's embarrassing. No, the Most High is going to put you to shame by utterly destroying you. Like Amos said, Shalom, Amos, such a man only fear the eyes of men. Right? Let's bring that up. That's a good precept. Right? Sirach chapter 23 and 19. Right? And it reads, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. So the eyes of the Lord, they brighter than the sun, man. You can't hide them. You can't hide the angels. They can't hide themselves. They see everything you do. And they tell you in the book of Hebrews, the 4th chapter, that you naked before the eyes of the Lord, man. Here you think you hiding, and you going off and doing your own thing and nobody knows. The Most High says that you naked before him. Right? Let me bring that out in Hebrews, the 4th chapter. Meaning the Most High sees you. He can see all of your skin, the pores, you know, the hairs on your head. He know the number of the hairs and tell you to Matthew 6, man. I brought that out on the previous live stream. The Most High got all of your numbers, your members written, man. He know how long your finger is, you know. He know how long it was going to take for you to grow your teeth. All of that's written and recorded. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 4. So y'all keep thinking it's a game. Keep thinking that this is a joke, man. Keep thinking you can take the words and the truth of the Most High lightly. You're going to find yourself with a reprobate mind. Right? And then people going to look at you and say, damn, how soon has the fig tree withered away? Right? Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 13. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. So there's nothing secret. You can't go and tell the Most High, hey, Most High, did you see this over here? And then the Most High is like, yeah, damn, I didn't know that. I'm glad you pointed that out for me. Hey, the Lord don't do that, man. There is nothing that's not manifest, meaning all things are open, all things are seen. And they looking at you naked, man. Right? Man, they see your outward appearance that ain't. Then Esau, he kind of got his x-ray vision where he could kind of see your bones and all of that. Hey, but the Most High and the angels, they got that's I'm gonna call it that spiritual vision, man. That's beyond x-ray. That's beyond the regular carnal eyes, man. That's a vision from the fourth dimension, and they can see beyond your bones. They can see beyond your clothes and your coat, you know, your hat. They can see your spirit. They can see the demons all up in you, man. They go into your mind to see your thoughts turning around, and they know when you are going off, man. And you naked in the eyes of the Lord. You exposed. That's basically what it's saying. So again, brothers keep thinking it's a game. The Most High going to bind you hand and foot and cast you into outer darkness. Let's bring that out real quick. Right? We're going to stream. We're going to live stream until camp start. Right? Check that out, man. Most High got beautiful creations out here. Right? Let's see if I can get this on camera. Oh, you can't really see it. You know? And the Most High, but yet man created the birds. And the Big Bang Theory. Come on now. Hey, when you sit back and look at the works of the Most High, that can only be done from Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, man. You got the different designs all in the bird and the stripes all on the animals. How the hell could that happen spontaneously? You know? But let's get back to this, man. You know? These devils don't know what's going on. And a lot of brothers in the truth, they don't know what's going on, man. So let's go back to Luke chapter 19. Shalom again to everybody. I missed out. Lion of Judah, Phil English, Boosted Villain, Ban Yawasap, House of Manasseh, Uriah, Israel, Shalom. Right? Let's go to Luke chapter 19, my favorite parable. All right, bear with me. Let's go to Luke chapter 19. Shalom, Hitman Boss. All right, Tribe of Judah. All right. And it reads, Luke chapter 19, and I'm going to read verse 12. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. Who's the nobleman? That means a man of royal lineage. A nobleman is a man of a pedigree that comes from kings. That's what makes him noble. That's his nobility lies within his lineage. You know? It don't lie. You know, you could have a whole bunch of riches and not be noble, man. Back in the ancient world, kings and nobility lined in a pedigree. So this nobleman is Yahushua, and he comes from the seed line of David. David was of nobility. Solomon was of nobility. Rehoboam was of nobility. Hezekiah, Uzziah, Joseph, man, the father of Yahushua, the earthly father, he was of nobility. So this noble man is Yahushua HaMashiach, right? The righteous. That's why he's a king or a prince, because he's a noble man. You know? If I wasn't on my phone, I would look up the definition of noble just to see what it say. But let's read on. Luke chapter 19 and 12. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. Meaning he went up to the spirit world. Right? The spirit world is beyond, hold on. It's beyond the clouds. You're looking at the clouds And that's the first heaven you're looking at. But above that, you got the waters, and above that, that's where Yahweh Shah went. He went above these skyscrapers, he went above these birds flying, and he went up, Salakia, he went up to the fourth dimension, the spirit world, and he's going to return. Right? So let's read on. Salakia, the wind kind of blew my page around. So this is going into Yahweh Shai, and let's see what he's about to do. Right? Let's see what he's about to do to these with these men. Right? Luke chapter 19 and verse, bear with me, Salakia. Page is kind of thin. Luke chapter 19 and verse 13. And he, meaning Yahweh Shai, and he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. Now 10 servants, it don't mean the Lord actually had 10 men. Remember, 10 in the Bible is a spiritual number, right? When you read Job chapter 19 and 3, first, and I'm not going to go through it for sake of time, 1 Samuel chapter 1 verses 5 through 10. Jacob told Laban, you changed my wages 10 times. In the parable in Matthew 18, the servant owed his Lord a thawada for the definition, right? Erica Tatum, having or showing fine personal qualities or high moral principles and ideas. That's another good point, man. And that's all Yahweh Shai, because he's the king of righteousness. But again, more precepts dealing with 10 being a spiritual number. Baruch 4 and 28, right? Thawada for that, Jeremiah. High birth or exalted rank. So there you have it. That's Yahweh Shai being a nobleman. And we would be noblemen too. But we're not as noble as Yahweh Shai. You know, a certain king, he may have various sons. You know, Michael's one of the Heavenly Father's sons. That's why he's called the Great Prince in Daniel 12. And Uriel, you read about in 2nd Esdras, he's one of the sons or the princes. They're all nobility. The angels are noble, and we're noble on the earth. But Yahweh Shai, he's the top of the nobles. That's why he's the king of kings. He's the top king. Like when you read Songs of Solomon, it's called the Songs of Solomon, meaning those are his top songs. Right? But again, the parable in Matthew 18 deals with the number 10. Right? He owed his Lord, I believe, 10,000 talents. In Revelation 11 chapter, the Lord said that a 10th part of Babylon will fall. So 10 in the Bible is not always the actual number 10. Right? That's right. Or possessing outstanding qualities. Check that out. Right? Check that out. Outstanding qualities. The water for that. Right? And time would fail us to go into all of the outstanding qualities of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? So the 10 servants, they represent a certain portion of men. Prophets. Servants of the Lord. Shalom, brother Lamad. Right? These are the servants. And the servants, they're not just in one camp. You got brothers saying that, well, look, we got the 100% truth, and if you're not in our camp, then you the wicked. Hey, 10 servants represent all of the brothers out there. Right? You got brothers in different camps all throughout the world, man. You got camps in Africa. IUIC, they got camps in Africa. You got GMS, they got camps all over. Sakari got camps all over. Right? ISUPK got camps all over. Right? Watching for Israel, we got a few camps going on. You got camps, all these different brothers in these various camps to go out there and teach. Symbolically, they represent these 10 servants, regardless of the doctrine. Right? Let's read that again. Luke chapter 19 and 13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. What does it mean, occupy till I come? Now, in the world, I'll give you an example. In the world, you got brothers that sell all types of drugs. I put it like that. You know, you got brothers, Slack, you got brothers that sell all types of drugs, man. Slack, bear with me. And with Slack, I'm trying to get out of this. Bear with me. They may have, let's say a brother got 10,000 kilos of cocaine. You know, let's say a drug lord, he got 10,000 kilos of cocaine. And then he got 10 underlings under him. 10 men, they push the 10 kilos. They push the 10,000 kilos, whatever. And he give them each a portion of the 10,000 kilos. And when they receive them kilos, in the world, they got to go out and sell that, man. And whatever they sell, they got to bring it back to him. And if they don't bring it back to him, they even show you that in the movies. It's in real life. Hey, they chop off hands, man. Hey, if you don't go and sell what that man gave you and bring him back his portion, they'll kill you, man. They'll kind of break your bones, or they may kill your family. The point is, there's a punishment for that. The Most High, he gave us talents, right? Men that have received this truth. These are your talents, right? And you have to take that and occupy till the Lord comes. What does it mean, occupy? It basically means you a businessman for the Most High, right? You a hustle man. You a pusher man for Yahweh Shai. And you got to take this money and go out there in the streets and go sell that, man. Go out there and be diligent. And you got brothers in the world, they be under a lamp post. It be 4 in the morning, man. Sitting there rubbing their head, sitting there like this. Out there, they diligent in wickedness, man. They be selling all types of wickedness, man. You know, selling poison to their own people. And they be diligent in wickedness, man. They be out there, and they work about 14-hour shifts, man. They work from about 4 till around 6 p.m. And they go home and eat, and they go to sleep. They go back out there in the streets and sell that dope and wickedness, man. If they can do that in wickedness, brothers, you got to take this knowledge and take this wisdom the Most High gave you and go out there and sell it, man. And I don't mean you physically selling breakdowns, because you got brothers that sell breakdowns. $20 for a breakdown, $50 for a breakdown. It means teach this truth, right? That's what it means to sell it. And you got to be diligent. That's what it means, occupy till I come. He didn't say occupy till you come, till you done. Meaning, whatever the knowledge the Lord gave you, you got to take it and flip it, man. And win souls for the Lord. Let me go to Proverbs 11 and 30. Bear with me. And we in season, out of season. It's kind of cold. We got to deal with it. Right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 11 and 30. Let's bring this out. Right? Proverbs chapter 11 and 30. And it reads, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise. So the Lord said if you win souls, that will make you wise. What does it mean to win souls? It means to be a proselytizer. A proselytizer is one that converts somebody, or another way of saying that in worldly terms is you're a recruiter. In this truth, you become a recruiter. And your business is this truth. And you have to recruit other men and women into this truth. And the best recruiters, they know what they talking about. So when people ask them questions, like you got military recruiters, they kind of got to know all about what they know about, man. They got to know about the pay. They got to know about if you can really get that Mustang. They got to know about, look, are you going overseas? Can I pay for your college? Is insurance into this thing? And the recruiters, they kind of got to know it all. And the best recruiters, hey, they go out there and they get like 10 people to enlist and join the army, man. Right? Now, those people that they enlist, they may not have even thought about joining the army. But since that recruiter kind of knew his thing and knew what was going on, he was able to bring people in. And them recruiters, they got to do a lot of traveling. They got to be outside. They may be far away from their family. They may not be able to see their son and daughter like they normally want to, but they doing it for their thing. You got to do it for the Most High. Yeah, you may not have time to hang out with your family like that, you know? You may not have time to hang out with your woman and your sons and daughters like that because you're doing the work of the Lord. I'm not saying don't spend time with them. What I'm saying is you got to occupy till the Lord come. And the Lord don't want to hear, I had to go hang out and take my son to the basketball game. The Lord don't want to hear that. So let's read that again. Let's go back to Luke 19. You got to occupy till he come. Luke 19 and 13. And he called his 10 servants and said unto them, Slakia, delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. Go out there and hit the streets and go bring souls back for me. And I don't care how you do it. I don't care if it's cold out. I don't care if you just got off of work. Hey, this is what I told you to do. Go get it done. Verse 14. But his citizens hated him. Right? But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. So who are the citizens? These citizens, they represent the 2/3 of Israel. They hate the Lord. They despise the Most High. And they say, I don't want the Lord to reign over me. Right? Hey, let me go to John chapter 19. Because our people trust in oppression, right? They rather have the so-called white man reign over them, man, right? This John chapter 19 and 13, right? Let's get an account of that. But his citizens hated him, and it said that we don't want this man to reign over us. John 19 and 13. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Yahushua forth and sat down in the judgment seat in a place that is called the Pavement, but in the Hebrew tongue, Gabbatha. And it was the preparation of the Passover, and about the 6th hour. And he said unto the Jews, behold your king. So all of Israel is there, and he said, look, here's your king Yahushua. But they cried out, away with him, away with him. Crucify him. Pilate, meaning this Edomite, right? Pilate said unto them, shall I crucify your king? He mean, you want me to kill your king? What? This your king, right? You want me to kill him? What did Israel say? The chief priest answered, we have no king but Caesar. Meaning, look, my king is the so-called white man. I don't know about this Yahushua God and the miracles he's doing and him saving souls, but I'm about the so-called white man. If it ain't the so-called white man and Caesar and his politics, then I ain't with it. That's what they said. And that's what our people say now, man. You tell them about the kingdom of heaven. What do they say? Well, what about the so-called white man? You know, I was talking to a brother at work today, man, trying to get, he a knucklehead, trying to tell him something. And the brother, he be bleaching his skin. And I told the brother, look, hey, the so-called white man's your enemy. You know, I didn't really kind of say it like that because we at work, but I told him how I wanted to tell him. And how did he say? He said, well, we don't have no enemies. We are humans. So brothers like that, they have no king but Caesar. And they not going to make it. You know? So let's go back to Luke chapter 19 and 14. Right? This is Yahushua's parable, or the Most High's parable given to him by his father. But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. And why don't want this man to reign over them? Because Israel loved darkness. Right? Israel loved wickedness. They want to be evil. Why would I, if I'm a murderer, if I'm a porn star, a stripper, why would I want righteousness? You're going to stop me from making my money and what makes me feel good. So that's Israel for you. Verse 15. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto them, unto him to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained trading. Now, this is not literal. The Lord is not literally going to come off his chariot from destroying the nations. In the middle of his destruction, he's going to call all of the Israelites, and you got to take out actual money and bring out a pound of money and give it to the Lord. This is parabolic, meaning this is going into when the Lord is on his way returning, for lack of better terms. This is happening right before the Lord comes back. And this is happening day by day. Because you got brothers that are having their talents taken away from them day by day. Right? And it reads, let me read that again. Luke 19 and 15. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. Like I used that example, the brothers that gave brothers a certain portion of the 10,000 kilos or whatever. He will see what you did, man. If you was a, you know, in the world, they talking about grind, man. You got Jake say team no sleep. They be in the studio 24/7, man. I don't get no sleep, right? Sleep is the cousin to death. I grind 24/7, right? You got brothers that hoop. I'm a gym rat. I don't leave the gym. First one in, last one out. And they kind of go hard when they do their thing in the world, man. You got to do that for this truth, right? What's going on, brother? You said what, brother? All right, no doubt. See that? You got Satan trying to take away the word. Talking about blocking the staircase. Ain't nobody coming out here, man. Right? But that's Satan trying to take away the word. But anyways, like I was saying, you got brothers, man. You know, you got brothers that go hard in the world, right? They be in the gym shooting